Hello, and welcome back to another tier list video. So, it's been a little while, and so let's take a quick look at my tier list from last time. I'll be doing the bulls, chickens, cows, and the bear cubs. So, the cows and the bulls will be split because for some reason they're divided like that, and the bear cubs are just like cubs. So, a little bit of a break between doing the bears and the bear cubs. So straight up, it's been a while, so I apologise for that. I have made the screen smaller, so hopefully we should see a little bit more of the whole list anyway as it gets larger, because we've got about, I think it's like 2.5 lines at the bottom here for us to do today, and this may be getting smaller and smaller as we go along since it's going to get larger and larger. So I have my list of names in front of me just in case I happen to forget their names, but we're going to start off with Angus here. I almost said Agnes, but Agnes is the pig, so this is Angus. I always think he's supposed to be a jock. I think it might be the flame t-shirt, but I forget that he's a cranky. I don't mind him. I don't think he's a terrible design, but I guess he's going to be a C because, again, he's not terrible, but I don't think he's good enough to be in a B. Honestly, I think I'm going to put him between these two bears. I think, if I can remember their names, because I don't have a list, I think this one's Groucho, and I think this one's Kurt, but hopefully that's right. And moving on, we have Coach, who is genuinely a jock. So Coach, he does the opposite, in which you can see he's clearly a jock. He's wearing like I think it's like a marathon type thing, and also, I don't know why, but they've given him like a kind of like stubble. So he kind of looks like a gym teacher, doesn't he? I'm not a big fan. I don't know why he looks like that. It's just not my thing. I'm not into it. So I think I'm going to put him quite low. Maybe not in the D category because I don't think he's that bad. But I think maybe just above Admiral here and below Ali. So up next is Rodeo, and I genuinely might have him for my Coven Island, my Witch Court Island, because he wears, I think it's meant to be like a judge's robe. I'm not actually sure, but it does kind of look a little bit cultish, and with his red eyes, he would look quite nice on my island. So I never had him. He's a lazy, which again surprises me, because he looks like he would be, I don't know, probably a cranky to me. Certainly not a lazy. And that surprises me. But where am I going to put him? Maybe I'm going to put him just above Jacques. And so it's kind of like mid-C, but at the same time I've actually not had him, so maybe my opinion would change if I'd had him. And speaking of which, up next is Stu. He was, I think, one of my first picks of a lazy when I first played New Horizons for the first time. I said first a lot there, sorry. I did move him off my island eventually, but I felt really sad when I did so. And he's just got quite a nice lazy boy feel to him. He's got this sort of like the half closed eyes. And yeah, he's just a feel good guy. So I don't think I could put him in B, but I will put him quite high in C. I think he deserves to be between Alfonso and Ace here. And hopefully I'm not going to get these names wrong, but I think so far I'm right, at least with the the other characters, because I have my list of names for the bulls at the moment. So next up is T-Bone, and I don't like his design. I really don't like how his eyes are just too far up his head, because otherwise I actually think he'd be quite nice, and unfortunately they've just decided to push his eyes like all the way up his face, and it kind of ruins his design. He would have been quite nice. He would have been very basic, but in a nice way, and so I can't say I like him. So this might seem a bit harsh, but I'm gonna put him in the realm of like Beardo here. And is that Cat, I believe? So I don't think he's the worst. He's not going to go in D, but he's certainly down there. And last of the bulls is Vic, and I've said this a few times with Vic, that he's actually quite a nice design, but he's very specific with his theme. So if you have a themed island, and you have like me I have at the moment, it's almost like a kid core, fairy core, and also a witch core, and he doesn't fit into either of those, and so I don't really see myself using him as a character. However, he does look quite nice, so as a design perspective, I can't really like put him too low, because I'm sure someone somewhere will have like the perfect theme for him and he will look great in that. So again, I think I'm going to put him like relatively high in C, just because he's not my fit doesn't mean he's not a good character, and also just a good design. So I think I'm going to put him, and this might be kind of high, but I think I'm going to put him between these two. So I think this is Anchovy and this is J, but again, I'm not super sure anymore on the names, so that's where I'm going to put him. And moving on quickly to the chickens, and I'm not a big fan of the chickens. I'm not a big chicken fan. I don't really like how large they are, if I'm going to be honest. Chickens just aren't that big. I don't know why they're so hulking. I kind of feel like they could do with like being shrunken down a bit. I mean, ducks are very cute and small, and I feel like chickens are kind of like the same size / family. So yeah, I don't know why chickens are so like hulkingly large. And after that rant, I will go on to Ava as the first chicken, and she is quite a nice design. I do like how simple she is. She is a normal, so that tends to be sort of like what they do with normals, give them quite nice simple designs. And so even though I don't really like the chickens, I'm probably going to put her relatively high. I don't know if it will be the highest chicken, it may very well be, so forgive me if you don't like that. But I think I'm going to put her between Kabuki and Ike. So that might be the best I do. I just can't rate them too high, unfortunately, sorry. Becky is up next, and I do like that she's a snooty. I think that's quite nice. But do I like her as much as Ava? I don't think so. I do like that she's a nice purple colour. Maybe I should give her a go, but for now, I don't see myself doing that. I feel like I'm going to put her slightly lower, so not like much lower, but probably between Pearl and is it Annalisa? I'm pretty sure she's one of the Annas, but I'm not super sure on the Anteater, so forgive me if it's Annabelle or something like that. Okay, and next up is Benedict, and I think I often get him and Egbert confused a lot. They're like alternative like colour schemes. So Egbert has the yellow face and like the red hairpiece, whereas Benedict is the red face and the yellow hairpiece. But anyway, Benedict, he's lazy, and I'm just not a big fan. So there's nothing wrong with him though. The design's quite nice. So I can't do him too dirty, but I think he's certainly going to be lower than Rodeo. And you know what? Maybe he deserves to be somewhere around Angus, because they're both the same in my opinion of me not particularly liking them, but not particularly having any problem with them either. So I'm probably going to put him maybe slightly lower than Groucho, but above I think this is Cyrano. Okay, and next up is Brofina, and for some reason I really wanted to call her Henriette, and I don't even think that is an Animal Crossing character. So yeah, I don't know why, I guess that's why I've got my list in front of me, but I don't know why that name came into my head. If you have any idea as to why that happens, please let me know, because I'm confused. But anyway, Brofina, she's snooty. I don't think she's as good as Becky. I don't really like her sort of lipstick, but yeah, that's a design, I suppose, a choice. And not one that I'm a big fan of. Do I like her more than Benedict? No, I don't. So where is she gonna go? I feel like she's gonna go, these are all getting lower and lower, so I'm really sorry, but I think I'm gonna put her below Ursula and above this guy here, whose name is completely escaping me. Is it, no, it's not Kurlos. I don't know. I don't know what his name is, but that's where she's gonna go. it is getting lower, although I don't think, it's going to continue on that trend. It is, however, probably for the next one, who is Egbert, the very worried looking chicken. And he's a lazy. He doesn't really look lazy, he just looks really scared. And he looks really worried that you're about to say something horrible to him. So I'm sorry, Egbert, but because of your face, just the pure concern, you're going to have to go lower. Maybe even one of the very lowest. I feel like it's going to happen very, very low on the C scale. Not quite touching D, but it's going to be there, I think. So somehow even lower than T-Bone. It's the sadness. At least with T-Bone, his design is just a little bit off. But with the sadness, I can't take it. And moving on, next up is Goose, and he's a jock. And I personally think Goose would have made a fantastic duck. I think if they'd done Goose's design on a duck, I think he would have looked really cute. But unfortunately, yeah, they went with a chicken. So where am I going to put him? Certainly not lower than everyone else. I think he's actually half decent. I'm not a big fan of his t-shirt, but that can change. That's not going to make him go any lower. So certainly not as high as Becky or Ava. But you know what? I think I might put him right behind Annalisa and right above Dell, so very close to Becky, because he's not terrible. He's not bad at all. Up next is Ken, and he's quite a nice designed chicken. He's a smug, I think the only smug, and yeah, I think he's okay. I think as the design goes, he's quite nice. He has this like ninja feel to him. He works quite well in Japan core islands. So yeah, I feel like he deserves to go a little bit higher because of that. Maybe even higher than Ava because of that, actually. Because I feel like I'm more likely to use Ken over Ava because of that reason. He might even look quite nice on my my witch core island. So yeah, I feel like maybe I'll put him even above Anchovy. That's quite high. I didn't really expect that, but I kind of feel like that is fair. So that's where he's going. And this is the last boy of the chickens. This is Nox, and unfortunately, he has the same problem as Vic, but I actually don't like his design. So he's like the worst version of Vic, where it's like, whereas Vic has a very specific design, Vic at least has a nice design, whereas Nox, I don't really like it. He kind of looks like he's just wearing a bell instead of like a knight's helmet, and so I kind of get it, like it's like a Templar's thing, but I don't know, it just doesn't work on the chicken model very well. Maybe someone likes him, but I'm yet to meet that person. So he's probably gonna go even lower. I think, you know what? He can be the lowest. He can be the very lowest on C, because he's not offensive, but I just don't think he's good, like, at all. So I'm very sorry, but let's just move on to Plucky. Plucky is the last girl, and she is a sisterly and the only sisterly chicken. So that gives her sort of bonus points for me, to be honest. Plucky, I actually think she looks maybe slightly nicer than Becky. I don't know. I don't know if she looks nicer actually, but her personality certainly puts her higher in my opinion. I might go right in the middle of Ava and Becky here, between Ike and Pearl. And that there is all of my chickens. So we're going to be moving on to the cows. There's only 4 of them, because for some reason they were split from the bulls, whereas the chickens and the roosters, for some reason they were together. And up first is Naomi, and if you've watched any of my my villager hunts, maybe you'll know my opinion on Naomi, but I really don't like her. She's very bright colours. I don't know if she's like an 70s or 80s style, but I really don't like the colours. It's very pop, and I honestly think her eyes kind of look like lips, and then her nose kind of looks like it's an entire face, and it bothers me. I don't even think I really noticed at first, but then Tofu pointed it out to me, and I've never been able to see her separately or differently ever since. So where am I going to put her? I'm actually going to put her in D, and I'm actually going to put her... Oh, who would I rather end up in my island? You know what? I think I'd rather have these 3 over Naomi, so very, very low. Does she deserve to be down there? Yes, I think so. So that's where she's going to stay. And now we have Norma the cow. So she's actually normal, surprisingly. And she's quite nice. The only thing I don't like about her is she has this painted on hair, like on the back of her head, and it bothers me when she turns around. So because of that, I'm not going to put her too high, but for the cows, she's probably going to be the highest, to be honest. Yeah, I think she's going to go above Brofina and above Egbert. So you know what? I'm going to put her here. So I think below Kurt and just above Angus. So for my cows, yeah, so far that's probably going to be the highest my cows go. The next one being Patty. And yeah, so Patty, I have her currently on Coven, and she's okay. I don't mind her. She's very simple. She's a peppy, which surprised me because I just assumed she was a normal, and maybe that makes her, you know, somewhat better. Design wise, she's fine. There's nothing special about her, and there's nothing like particularly nice either. She's just very, and I don't want it to make it sound bad, but just quite average. So because of that, I actually think I'm gonna put her immediately below Norma there. And yeah, I feel like those three cows are all kind of very much in the same sort of category for me, so that makes sense. And last of the cows is Tipper. So Tipper, she always has her eyes closed, and that's kind of a shame. I'm also not a big fan of the shape of her nose. It just doesn't seem as cute as the others. It has this wide gap in the middle for some reason, and it's a shame because I quite like, in real life, I quite like black and white cows. I think they're sort of like what I think of when I think of a cow. I think of a black and white cow. So yeah, that's a shame that I quite like that as a design, but they just didn't do a very good job on Tipper in my opinion. So where am I going to put her? Certainly lower, but I don't know. I think I'm going to have to group her with Coach, but maybe just above Coach and below Ali, because I think I'd rather see all these other ones instead of Tipper. So that's where I think she belongs, and that is the end of those, and we'll be moving on to the bear cubs. So moving on to the bear cubs, and a fantastic start, it's Barreled. I don't know why they kind of gave him the sort of paint on glasses. They're supposed to be glasses, I'm sure, but they don't look like they're, you know, separate from his face. They look like they're stuck to his face. And also, I really hate his lips. I don't like him at all. I think he's awful. But I suppose maybe someone loves him, but it's not me. It's not. So where am I going to put him? He's going to be in D. Is that a surprise? Probably not. And you know what? He's right at the bottom. He's certainly the worst I've seen so far. Is that unfair? Maybe a little bit, but I don't know. Like, I think it's worse because he's a bear cub. You know, with Chow, at least he's like a big bear with like the weird teeth and the weird eyes. But if you saw Barreled walking away from you but from behind, a little tiny bear cub, you'd probably picture him to be quite cute. And then he turns around and he's like, I don't know, like, I don't know how to describe him. He kind of looks like a person, doesn't he? But a much older person. He's not a cute cub. And yeah, being mean aside, we're going to move on quickly and swiftly to Blue Bear, who is absolutely adorable. And in my opinion, absolutely belongs in B. So that's probably going to be the highest one so far. I think she belongs there. So even above Zoe and just below Felicity there. I was going to call her Mary for a moment, but I realised that was not the same cat. But anyway, she has a very cute design. She is a peppy, so that's nice as well. And she's so cute. I've never had her, but I certainly would. And keeping up with the same pace is Cherry. And she's the cherry with the eye on the end. She's also a peppy. She's a very cute bear cub. And I don't think she's quite as cute as Blue Bear. But I do like the design of her eyes. I think they're really cute. So she also, in my opinion, deserves to be in B. I feel like maybe between the two. So she's kind of like, I don't know, she's definitely cuter than Megan, but I quite like Zoe's like colour scheme. And so I think I'm not a big fan of the sort of like red on dark red that Cherry is. It makes sense for her name. But honestly, yeah, I think she's cute, but it could be nicer, and that's where she's going to go. Okay, and next up is Chester, and Chester is a very interesting one. He used to be, in my opinion, really ugly. So I was not a big fan of Chester in the older games, but I do think they have greatly improved his design with New Horizons. and so he doesn't look nearly as creepy. Some people might disagree. Some people might think he's really cute. Some people might think he's not improved at all. So it's going to have to be a C. It certainly won't be in the Bs. And I'm actually going to put him, I think, relatively low. But had it been Chester from the previous games, this certainly would have been an easy D. So I think it's going to be maybe above Monique, but not higher than Admiral. That might be contested, but hopefully the majority of you agree that there's just something slightly wrong with him, and it's certainly just a little bit unnerving. You know, it's his mouth, the way it sort of hangs open, and the way his eyes are a little bit froggy, if you know what I mean. Okay, and next up is Judy, and I think Judy's quite nice. Some people don't like her eyes. I quite like her, but I'm not sure, you know, she's a snooty. I'm not sure though, like how much I like her, because she's so different from everyone else. She just kind of breaks the mold, and so she probably doesn't look quite right in a big group of villagers. She's also got that sort of like ombre tone, where she's like blue on the left and she slowly turns pink. It's the inverse on the lower half of her body. So yeah, she's very unique and nice as an individual, but as a group, I think she stands out so much. Yeah, where am I gonna put her? I feel like relatively high, because I've not had her myself, but I do like her design. So maybe if I had had her, maybe I would overlook that little bit of her, you know, thing with her eyes, and rate her even higher. So I think I'm probably gonna put her above Mo, and I think below Nate, so hopefully that's around fair. It's relatively high, but it's not, you know, it's not quite those Bs, those ones I actually do like the most. Okay, and moving on is June, and June is quite cute. I do like June. I don't like her the most though. I think June is a nice character, and she fits in quite nicely with a few themes, but Bluebear and Cherry are just cuter. Even Judy, to be honest. So where am I going to put June? I think she's going to have to be lower than Judy, but I don't think I can like actually put her too much lower. So I do think Mo's kind of cute. I do think Mary's kind of cute. I feel like she's going to go between Mary and Ken. And yeah, once again, maybe you disagree with that. But out of the Bear Cubs, I know we're going to mention Maple and Pico, and because I know they're coming up, I can't possibly put her too much higher than that. Okay, and next up is Cody, and he is probably one of the first ones today that I would mention that I tend to forget exists. He's a jock. I didn't know that. I just don't know much about Cody. He's just never really come up for me. I've not seen him. I don't think he's terrible. I wish he didn't have these half-closed eyes. I kind of associate them with lazies. So yeah, he kind of looks more lazy than a jock to me. I don't really know. Where am I going to put him? Certainly he's not the worst. But you know what? I feel like I kind of just prefer other designs over him. Him or Goose? You know what? Shockingly, maybe Goose. So I'm going to have to go lower. I'm going to put him with my unknown girl. I think her name is Snooty. I'm not even sure what her name is. I think it's Snooty, but I'm gonna put her with Cody with her because of the same reason, where they're kind of forgettable to me, but they're not terrible. And I'm going to have to scroll down the screen slightly because now we're getting we're getting a bit too big, and we're getting a bit too squashed on the screen. And here is our lovely Maple. Absolutely, she's adorable. She is someone I've never really had, and I absolutely do want. So straight away, she belongs. You know what? I'm gonna have to scroll up because Maple for me, she's going up here. She's going up. She's going all the way up. I really want her, and like I promised myself that one day I will have Maple, and maybe I'll have Molly as well. I'll have like the girls together. I think she's normal, and I think Molly is too, but their designs are perfect. They're so cute, and they're so nice. They just did such a great job. And scrolling back down, we have Marty. Marty is unfortunately a Sanrio character, so you can't actually find him unless you have the Sanrio card. And I actually think he's very cute, but it's a shame that you can't just villager hunt for him. I wish they would just allow it, like, you know, when they do the updates. I know they haven't done one in a while, But when they do the collaborations, they shouldn't be like price locked, they shouldn't be behind a paywall. You should just be able to access them in the game. And because of that, I do want him. I do think he's really cute, but I'm really reluctant because I think it's unfair to a lot of people. I have taken his furniture sets. I have taken his furniture using the amiibo because I do own it, but I'm reluctant to have the character. So even though I love him, I will put him quite high because of that, I don't think I can actually put him any higher than a B. And I'll probably put him here with Blue Bear. Oh, this is going to look very strange. Okay, I'm gonna have to scroll first. So I think I'm gonna put him here with Blue Bear because character-wise, I think he's really cute. I love him. He's so cute. But I can't get over the fact you can't get him in-game without first paying some money. So that's kind of sad. Moving back down, so I apologise. I'm going to have to make this screen even smaller next time. But we have Murphy, and we know we have Murphy on my island, and I think he's actually quite cute. He's a cranky. So he's a cranky little bear cub, and he suits my island quite nicely. Is he going to stay? I don't know, but at the same time, I'm in no rush to move him. So, Murphy, where am I going to put him? I think, once again, so we've had some very low bear cubs. Now we're going to have some high ones because, yeah, once again in B, I just really like him. Whereabouts in B? You know what? That's probably about right. I don't really know if I can justify putting him any higher than that, but I don't think he deserves to be in C either. So, yeah, that's where he's going to be. Moving back down, and we have Olive. So she's really cute, but I don't think she's quite as cute as all of the cubs in the Bs. So unfortunately, Olive, I think she's going to be quite high, but she's not going to be, I think, any higher than maybe Rudy. She kind of falls behind, certainly like Maple, Blue Bear, Cherry, even Murphy, in my opinion, and Marty. She's cute, but she's also normal. So she has the exact same personality as a lot of the cuter characters, and that kind of, yeah, unfortunately doesn't do her justice. Speaking of normal characters, up next is Pico, and she has a very nice design. She has very nice eyes, in fact, and I quite like her little hairstyle. So I've had her before, and that probably does help. Where am I going to put her? I don't think she belongs into B, once again because she's normal, and so I don't know. She's either going to be, she's going to be the very top C or the very bottom B. So looking carefully, where do I think she deserves to be? No, you know what, guys? I think that's fine. I think that's fair. I've enjoyed my time with Murphy more than Pico. Just, I think because I have so many normals, and so when it's a cranky bear cub, I feel like the interactions are just a bit more memorable. Scrolling down once more, and we have Poncho. So Poncho, he's cute, and he is a jock, and I probably would like him at some point, maybe even for this island. I don't really know, my Coven Island, but yeah, I've just never had him, and I'm sure I would pick him up if I got the opportunity to. So, having said that, he probably deserves to be quite high in C also. Maybe higher than Olive, and maybe even higher than Rudy, because I've not had Rudy or Poncho, but I think I'd rather have Poncho than Rudy. So yeah, that's where I think he belongs. And next up is Pudge, and I again feel like he suffers from the sad face. Although his eyes look angry, but his eyebrows look worried and his mouth certainly looks very concerned. Is he cute? Maybe someone finds him cute. I don't find the worried ones very cute. I don't know. I don't really like it. So I'm sorry, but he's gonna go relatively low, just because of that. And he kind of, to be honest, belongs alongside Chester. They're both, these two bear cubs, they're both just very strange, to put it bluntly. I feel like both of them could definitely do with, like, they're just a bit too much. They've done too much to the character. They should have done less, and less would have been more. So, yep, those two boys can chill out together, because we're moving on to Stitches. And Stitches is definitely cute, and he's definitely going up high, and he's definitely going up even higher than Olive. Yes, he is. Poncho? Oh, higher than Poncho? Yes. I've just decided, yes, he is. So, you know what? There. that's where he's going. He is very unique. He does kind of have like a voodoo doll about him. Maybe I'll pick him up for my Witchcore Island because he kind of has like a creepiness to him. But it's creepy cute. I'm sorry, but it's kind of it's cute and it's kind of creepy. I like it. That hits right to me. Whereas Pudge and Chester, they don't hit right. They don't. I'm sorry if that makes absolutely no sense, but we're going to move on to Tammy, who is a sisterly. And yeah, I really like that she's a sisterly. She's quite a nice character. I do wish her hair was just a little bit different because she's almost cute, but she kind of misses it slightly again. But having said that, I'm still going to put her relatively high. I just don't think I'm going to put her as high as some of the other cute girl bear cubs. So I think I'm going to put her behind Anchovy and above Vic. I just think Anchovy's cuter. I'm sorry. And I feel like Ken I would use as more purpose, and June I just think is a nicer design all round. So I do like her. I do like Tammy because of her sisterly character, but honestly I just think there are some better sisterlies, and she could do with just a little bit of a tweak to make her just a little bit better. And finally guys, the last one, we have Vladimir, and I don't like him. I'm sorry to end on this, but here we go. Vladimir. What I don't like? I don't like his eyebrow bridge and his buck tooth and his eggshell haircut. I don't know how else to describe it. He kind of looks like an Easter egg that's broken. That sort of pink colour, you know, sort of like, I don't get it. Like, I don't. Why does he look so pop and pink and cute, and yet the expression is just no, it's just terrible. So it kind of looks like he's done a face swap, you know, like his face should be on a different character, and this pink cute body with the yellow cute hair, it's the wrong person. So definitely a D. Whereabouts, who would I prefer to turn up on my island? Naomi, Vladimir, Lucha, you know what, all of those but maybe not Jitters. So he's going very low. But you know what, guys, that is my final say and my final character for today. So I hope you enjoyed that. It is getting complicated, so I apologise. I don't know how much you agree with my characters. I will have to zoom out next time again. Hopefully it will still be visible by the time I get to the very end. If not, I'm going to have to try and figure something out so that it's not just a total mess. So here we go. Here is a full view. We have Maple in S now. I don't think anyone really breached A. There's a few extra in B, and the majority once again are in C. Maybe C should be split up into 2 categories. If you want to see that, let me know. Maybe it'd be easier if I had like I drew a line between them, maybe starting from like Jacques or something, where it starts off with a D and then a even lower D. So yeah, if you have an opinion, please let me know. If you have an opinion on any of these characters that I mentioned today, whether you think they deserve to be higher or lower, or for the whole video itself, you know, if you would like me to do something differently, let me know. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's a little bit different. Next time, what am I going to be doing? I think I'm going to be going back to Coven. But yeah, we'll be doing that soon. So goodbye for now. Thank you for watching. I'll try not to leave it too long before doing the next one, but since this was quite a long wait. And I'll see you next time. So goodbye, and remember, mumsy words.